Coach, first question. Usually when coaches come down to Goa to coach a football team, they tend to fall in love with the place and sometimes end up living here for a while. Carlos Pina was one of them. How have you taken to Goa? What are your experiences like for the past 6 months? Are you liking the place?
Yes, of course that I like. I think that is the most European part of India, Goa. It's true that when we arrive always is the monsoon moments, and even my second week I was in the hospital because about the weather in this now hot, now cold, now strong rain, then the air conditioning. I felt very bad, but was okay. Obviously, I'm very happy in Goa, and it's true that when we have some day offs, I try to know how is Goa.
So you've been exploring as well.
Yeah. I am with the staff. Usually we go to different places to know how Goa is.
By the time of your end of your time at Hyderabad FC, you were not happy with some of the things in terms of the red tapes in Indian football, the struggles which you have in terms of taking the game forward. But then you stayed in Indian football with FC Goa. What prompted you, or what drew you to come take over the job?
No, first of all, I want to say that after 3 seasons, and I don't want to remember only the last month in the Super Cup in Kerala. That was a complete disaster in Hyderabad in terms of everything, in terms of that they didn't pay players, staff, nothing. That we stay in 2 different hotels was a very difficult month and a very bad way to finish 3 wonderful seasons, and because we spent a lot of time with an incredible group of players, no? But it's true that when you receive one call from FC Goa and you check how is the structure of the club, that is a real club, no? With a young team, academy teams. Development team, youth team, under 13, under 15, even with the kids. I think that I am very comfortable in this kind of clubs. The facilities are very good, and I think that it's true that I would like to have more Goan players in the main team, and let's see if this is possible in the future.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that, because in the cricket panel, one of the things they had spoken about was Goans like being very laid back. They enjoy a very simple way of life. They want to chill, they want their time off, they want their relaxation. Is that culture there in the kind of talent that you're seeing maybe? Yeah. When you scout and all that, what are you seeing in terms of the ethics?
I think that every country is the same. Every country, and even India, obviously, because it's very big, but even in Spain, no? The people from north, especially because the weather they are completely different than people in south, or people in Barcelona, my city, or people in Canary Island, that is close to Africa. And I compare always, because I was working there in Canary Island, a very, very nice place, all year sun. I compare sometimes with Goa. No? I remember when I arrived to Las Palmas, players with the ball they are very, very good. But in some moments when we worked about tactical things, and it's not only play, they told me in that moment, why we have to do this kind of exercise. Here is a little similar. No? In the players, they don't have how is this, not the tradition, but they are not used to do, or they don't like to do another thing that is working with the ball. I know that you have to work with the ball most of the time, but unfortunately in football there are moments that you have the ball and your moment that you don't have. Then You have to work in both aspects. And I think that in the places where the weather is very good, for the players, it's more difficult to work in these aspects. No? I felt in that moment, I feel now that I have the same problem that I had in Las Palmas.
Right. One question. Sorry, I'm bringing this up because you spoke about creativity in the panel, where you said sometimes players don't think when they need to strategize for themselves, right? They're very dependent on their coaches to tell them what to do, exactly what needs to be done. How do you counter that as a coach, perhaps?
I think this is in all the world, not in India. I'm speaking in all the world. I think that now football is changing very fast. Now the game is in 20-30 meters, and you have a lot of players. Then you have to think, you have to use your brain very fast. Then if you don't understand the game, it's very difficult. If you play with a lot of space, even I can play with my tummy and with 55 years old. But if I know that when I receive the ball, I will receive press immediately, you need to know that you have to scan all the time, not only when you have the ball. I remember when I was a kid that my coach told me, no, when you receive the ball, scan and look what is happening. Now this is not possible. You have to scan all the time, because you have players here, you have players here, you have players in your right, in your left. Then you have to know what you will do when you receive the ball. Then this is understand the game. This means this kind of thing. It's not only, okay, I play, it's very good, I play, but there are more things. And this is the reason that I told that a lot of players in the top level, they arrive with a lot of things that they can still improve being professional and top players.
Got it.
Coach, slightly longer question. With Indian football, it's always the topic of when will we be in the World Cup. The World Cup qualifiers is going on. People talk about, this could be the time India could qualify for the World Cup. But someone who has seen the reality, how frustrating it is, and even with the Asian Cup, the national team coach Igor Stimac wants more time to train his players before taking the players there. I mean, now we have lost 2 matches in a row, and even there the expectations is always reach the knockout stages. If not, like, if you go to the Indian football Twitter account, it's always like people are just like, not happy with like the result. Like they are making fun of the players or the coaches. What is the reality in which you have seen?
But finally, the problem, we can speak 100 hours, but finally the problem is again the same. We are speaking about this moment, and we have to start still in this moment. In this moment, India, even now there are 9 slots for Asian teams in the next World Cup. India won't qualify for the next World Cup. I want to be wrong. I would like to be wrong, but finally this is not okay. Now we lost only with Australia 2-0, 2-0, but the first half was very good, 0-0. Let's see, and then we lost against Uzbekistan, and now everything is bad. It's not like this. I repeat, it's a long process where you need to start for the grassroots. This is the story of Qatar. When they chose Qatar as they say, okay, Qatar will organize the World Cup in 2020 or 22. Okay, they started with this. Even they play Copa America. They played a lot of games in Europe. Okay, finally they were okay. South Korea in 2002, they finished in the 3rd position, because they were even 6 months before the competition, without competitions, all national team concentrated in a hotel, and with a lot of games, strong games. And India has to start one day. I know that people speak about development, but people is more worried about the organization than development. And I think that development is more important. Is that you need, of course, you need kids, but you need coaches that they have to know what they have to explain to the kids in every moment. Not, yes, I repeat, no, it's 6 years old, 9 years old, 12 years old, 14 years old is completely different. Then you need to know what you have to show in every moment. Finally, we can speak about a lot of things, World Cup, yes, Asian Cup, but finally the problem is not in this kind of competitions. The problem is that you don't have still the correct structure to arrive to this level.
I mean, it's obviously like you're the club team coach. Smack is the national team coach. Smack, before the Asian Cup, he said, if you don't give me at least 3 weeks to a month, he can't take responsibility for himself. Like, do you sympathize with him when he's not able to do that? Because you, being a club team coach, obviously you have your priorities too, because the club league is important for you. But what is your, how do you view Smack's situation?
No, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because especially in India, in this case, yes, because the organization in India is maybe one of the points that they can improve more in terms of, for example, we are in today is 19. We know that we play on 22nd, Odisha. After this, we don't know when is our next game. Yes, we know that if we win, we play on 25, but we don't know when is the fixture of ISL in the second leg. And in terms of organization, it's very difficult. I understand completely Igor's team match. If I am the national team coach, I would like more time. I am completely sure that Igor understands all the coaches in ISL that we want to have the player maximum time as possible. The thing is that we need to know, for example, one simple example, we need to know now, next season is 24-25. The normal thing would be that, you know, from this day to this day we have Durand Cup, from this day we have ISL. During ISL you will play the Super Cup. This kind of things. This day, and this day. But okay, I understand the things in India doesn't work like this, because there are some teams that in the last moment they say, no, I cannot play this competition. In Durand Cup, for example, they wait till the last moment because army teams, because from some teams from my league, they cannot play the competition. In Super Cup is similar. Finally, only 5 games from my league decided to play. Then I understand that it's very difficult, but if you don't have a planning, a correct planning, it's very difficult for the national team coach, for the coaches in ISL. I would like to know when we have all the second leg, when we play every game, no? But obviously I check that people are more interested in another kind of things, no, than this.
Finally, the current situation in Hyderabad FC, your former club, it's not looking good. Coaches leaving because not getting paid. The players are also facing some situation. Like someone who's been involved for 3 years, who built a really good project there, won the title, and who are like universally up, within the country, like, you know, Hyderabad had a standing. But how sad is it to see the current situation?
I'm very sad with this situation. I'm very sad. No? I had very good relationship with the owner. We spoke a lot of years because the bubble. We had a lot of time to speak, and my feeling is they didn't know why we won. How they can know what they are losing? The problem is that they don't have the correct people managing the club, and finally was an incredible group of players with an incredible atmosphere, who was the key for for this success. But these kind of problems that they have now already were in the last season. We played all last season without salaries. But the commitment of this group, because they are good guys, because everything, finally they played and the season was very, very, very nice. I always say that last season, where we finished second in the regular season and we lost in the semi-finals, penalties against ATK, for me was better and more difficult than former season when we were the champions. I'm very sad with this situation. I'm very sad for the situation of some players, the situation of the staff. They need the money. They have more than 6 months without salaries. It's a very sad situation, and I wish that they can solve this situation as soon as possible, because these people, and because I think that Hyderabad as a city, they deserve to have a club in ISL.
One more question.
Yeah.
No, we've taken so much of your time, so I just wanted to ask. Yeah. So I know we spoke about how more than the top division league, the grassroots is more important. But speaking about the top division league, which is the ISL itself, the amount of travel we have to go from one place to another, the home and away format which you play, is there it's not an easy, you're saying it's not easy for you, both the players and the coaches, who are traveling, and the amount of money which is also spent in the travel and the hotel. Is there a way where the league, because you've been here for now 4 years, do you think there's a better way to move forward in terms of making, I don't know, like a zonal division, kind of thing? Do you think that? Because in America, do you think India is something which also should put it?
If you ask me, I prefer all the country in the same moment, like now, no? But it's true that the distance, like in United States, the NBA, for example, no, are very big distance. Especially if you are in Goa. If you are in Hyderabad, you are close more or less of every place. But it's true, you have to go from Goa to Jamshedpur, going to Ranchi, and then, but Northeast still. There is more or less one layover, but in Ranchi you have Ranchi and then 3 hours by bus is difficult, or you have to go to Kolkata and train from Kolkata to Jamshedpur. It's difficult, but I prefer this than not half and half. My feeling is that India needs more teams. One competition with 12 teams is not. I was in Croatia, that is a very small country. There are 10 teams and you have to play 4 rounds. Then you have to go 8 times to Zagreb, for example, which is very boring, no? But at least here is true. For example, if you have to, the flights are long, but you can go 2 days before. Yes, I think this is not the main problem. The main problem is how to organize.
Lower level.
Yeah, but every state first, because there are states where football is very good, but there are states where I can explain this anecdote. I was in Hyderabad airport 2 days after we were champions, with the polo of Hyderabad, with the logo of Hyderabad, and one person from airport asked me, which is your team? I say Hyderabad FC, and he asked me, but which sport? And I say, okay, hockey. I think that this is the point. My feeling is that India is very big and there is space not only for cricket. I think that there is a space. I know that we are in Goa and football is number one, no? But I feel that there are a space, or would have to be space for more sports in India.
Got it. Thank you,
Thank you,
coach.
coach.
Thank you so much.
Okay.